Welcome back to Hippie Bliss Travel. Today we're heading towards Seattle. This is the bridge that crosses the Columbia River on I-5 from Portland, Oregon to Vancouver, Washington. It's one of the I think it's the last interstate that still has a drawbridge. So every once in a while, traffic is stopped both directions. Lift the bridge, let the big ships through, close the bridge, and off we go. Now we've lived in Portland, in the Portland area for over a decade, and they've been talking about replacing that bridge. Who knows when they'll get around to it, but they're still talking about it. And here we are in Seattle, or we're coming into Seattle. It's about a 3 hour drive depending on traffic, but it's roughly 3 hours. And just to let you know, this is a Sunday afternoon. Well, maybe 1 to 2 is when we got into town. But yeah, this was still felt like a rush hour traffic, but it was a Sunday afternoon. Beautiful day though in Seattle. And we got in the early afternoon, and we knew we'd get there before we could check into the hotel. And we did that deliberately when we left because we knew we'd go down to the Pike Street Market and the waterfront and walk around. After being in the car for 3 hours, it's like I gotta get out, stretch our legs. So, and it turns out on Sundays, the meters were free. It said there was no charge for Sunday parking. So I mean, that made parking a little hard to find just because everybody was parked on the street because, well, it's free parking. But also by the Pike Street Market, right to go up and down the hill to the market from, I guess this main road here, it's really steep. So the farther north you go, several blocks, maybe like a half mile, it's not as steep, and it's more gradual down to the waterfront, and then yeah, there's a bunch of stairs. But here, yeah, we're heading toward the waterfront. The big one of the big cruise ships was in. Don't know which Princess, Norwegian. I'm not sure which one it was. But yeah, the waterfront was gorgeous. There was a light breeze. The port of Seattle, a little empty. Yeah, the pool here we noticed had like some plastic hanging, so you could watching them. They would swim under, so it was like part indoor, part outdoor pool.
Seattle waterfront.
But yeah, again, the waterfront was just a beautiful, gorgeous day. The big Ferris wheel is way down on the end, and this is I think it's Pier 62, and big open pier had some food carts. I love the artwork here, but I noticed they had seating sitting there. But it was such a gorgeous day. Pretty much all the seating was pretty much taken. Everyone out enjoying the day. One lady in her bikini, but everybody else was, shorts, t-shirts, jackets. And then looking back at the skyline, pretty cool view.
Yeah. Oh, I think that's a nearby actually. Yeah, I lost my shit. I can no longer see.
And then the hike up from the waterfront to the Pike Street Market. Uh, these stairs, I think these are fairly new because I don't remember these being there last time we were. It's been a few years since we've been to Seattle. And I mean, this is the cool artwork on the wall. And then there is, of course, Gum Alley. It's a tourist. It's just outside of the Pike Street Market. But yes, you want to leave your gum behind and join the club. Now, yes, to go to the Pike Street Market on a weekend, it's a lot busier than it would be during the week right now. But it's also more livelier. It's got more of an energy about it. And we were walking and we heard a group of people ahead of us paying attention. Oh, we got to get back to the cruise ship soon. So they must have been on that big ship. so cool.
I'll quote you for 45 years.
Maybe something to consider if you're looking for a eyeball bag.
Well, we'll walk around.
You know,
If I didn't have like 5 things of lotion, I'd get the lotion bar and try it. Saffron.
$20 an hour.
Oh yeah. Hasn't it always been though?
No.
Smoke salmon samples, free smoke salmon samples.
Yeah, this is what I mean. I had to hold the camera up and get a picture. But you can get all your produce, all your fish, all your seafood, everything you could probably need. And outside there was some bakeries.
Test toss! Test toss! Hey! Red Jack! Hey!
If you want to find the more unique shops, go downstairs. And it's less crowded. And this is more the oddities and the more unique things. We spent a bunch of time in a poster shop looking at vintage posters. The, this is the more unique part of the Pike Street Market. And there's the hill to climb up 1 block to the main road and just art around. And after the walking around Pike Street, we did head back to the car and check into the hotel. And then we went to Lola's for dinner, and well, mainly because it was really walking distance from the hotel. And it's Greek food. It's excellent, excellent food. Husband had a lamb burger. I had kebabs and their not carrot cake, coconut cream pie. Fantastic. And then my husband had some donuts for dessert. And this ended up being the view from our hotel, kind of like I'll do a review of the hotel in a future video coming up. But it's not really a balcony, maybe like a little Juliet balcony, but it had floor to ceiling, like a sliding door you could open up and get some fresh air. But our view, just put it right between these 2 buildings and looking out into the bay of Puget Sound. Thank you for watching our video of heading to Seattle and getting into Seattle. If you made it this far, give us a like and a subscribe. And next week, we're going to do the Space Needle and Chihuly Glass. Hope to see you then. Bye.